Orangetown arc opens with Nami, a clever thief, who tricks three buggy pirates into thinking she's a stranded woman. Promising treasure, she lures them onto her boat, then sneaks aboard theirs and sails off, leaving them stranded. Their ship later capsizes due to a windstorm. Meanwhile, Luffy and Zoro continue their journey. Luffy loses his beloved straw hat in the commotion, and Zoro retrieves it, showing its deep significance to Luffy. This triggers a flashback to Luffy's childhood, when he met Shanks, the captain of the Red Hair Pirates. At a bar, Luffy unknowingly ate the Gomu Gomu no Mi, a devil fruit Shanks had acquired, which gave Luffy his rubber abilities but took away his ability to swim. Luffy soon crosses paths with Higuma, a mountain bandit, who kidnaps Luffy and throws him into the sea to drown. A Sea King appears, devouring Higuma and nearly attacking Luffy. Shanks intervenes, saving Luffy but losing his left arm in the process. Before leaving for the Grand Line, Shanks entrusts Luffy with his straw hat, which becomes a symbol of Luffy's goal to become Pirate King. Back in the present, Luffy is grabbed by a giant bird and flown into Buggy's territory. Zoro is left to fend off the stranded Buggy pirates, quickly defeating them. Luffy eventually falls from the bird into Buggy's base, where he meets Nami, who had stolen a map from Buggy and is now being chased by his crew. Nami, pretending to be ally with Luffy, claims she's interested in joining forces against Buggy pirates. Her true motive, however, is revealed when she tries to hand Luffy over to Buggy the Clown in exchange for her own safety. She plans to offer Buggy the map of the Grand Line, which she recently stole from him. Buggy attacks Luffy with Buggy Balls, powerful cannonballs capable of massive destruction. Nami, feeling guilty, intervenes just before Buggy can fire at Luffy again, refusing to be responsible for killing someone. As the situation escalates, Zoro arrives just in time to rescue Luffy. A major fight breaks out between Zoro and Buggy. At first, Zoro seems to have the upper hand, slicing Buggy cleanly across the chest. However, due to Buggy's Barabara no Mi ability, he simply splits his body apart and avoids the damage, shocking Zoro. The fight intensifies as Zoro struggles against Buggy's unpredictable attacks. Despite his injuries, Zoro remains determined to protect Luffy. After their clash with the Buggy pirates, a battered Zoro drags Luffy's cage to a local pet food shop. Zoro manages to get Luffy to safety before collapsing. The town's mayor finds Zoro and brings him to his home for treatment. Meanwhile, Luffy interacts with Chouchou, a faithful dog guarding the shop. Nami arrives with the key to Luffy's cage, but in a twist of fate, Chouchou swallows the key, keeping Luffy trapped. Buggy sends Moji the Beast Tamer, along with his lion Richie, to deal with Zoro. Moji's lion, Richie, storms the scene and Moji orders him to attack Luffy. In the chaos, Richie's powerful attacks shatter Luffy's cage, setting him free. Meanwhile, Richie goes on a rampage, destroying the pet food shop and setting it ablaze. Luffy delivers powerful blows to Richie, knocking the lion out of action. He then confronts Moji, using his agility and strength to subdue him. After a fierce battle, Luffy manages to rescue Chouchou, saving him from further harm. Back at Buggy's lair, Moji reports his defeat. In a ruthless act of revenge, Buggy launches a Buggy Ball into Orangetown, obliterating the mayor's house with Zoro still inside. Miraculously, Zoro survives the explosion, though the damage is extensive. Infuriated by Buggy's merciless attack, the mayor decides to take a stand. Nami, moved by the plight of the town and its people, agrees to temporarily join forces with Luffy and Zoro. As the battle rages on, Luffy knocks out Boodle, the mayor, to prevent him from further harming himself in the fight. Just as Buggy prepares to launch a decisive attack, he fires a Buggy Ball at Luffy and his group. Luffy deflects the massive cannonball, sending it back toward Buggy's crew. The Buggy pirates are obliterated by the returned projectile, with the exception of Buggy, who hides behind his subordinates as human shields, and his chief of staff, Cabaji, who uses his lion Richie as a shield. In the aftermath, Cabaji challenges Luffy and his crew on Buggy's behalf. Zoro steps up to face Cabaji in a one-on-one duel. Cabaji, known for his underhanded tactics, exploits Zoro's previous injuries and rides a unicycle to attack from various angles. Despite the dirty tricks, Zoro counters with his onigiri technique, delivering a powerful slash that cuts through Cabaji's chest. The attack sends Cabaji tumbling off his unicycle, defeated and incapacitated. Exhausted, Zoro falls asleep on the battlefield, leaving Luffy and Buggy as the final combatants. Meanwhile, Nami seizes the opportunity to break away from the group and sneaks into a nearby pub. She silently takes down a patrolling guard and uses his key to open a treasure chest. Inside, she finds a crucial map of the Grand Line. Back in the main battle, Luffy faces off against Buggy. Buggy uses his Chop Chop fruit powers to detach his body parts, creating a defensive shield against Luffy's attacks. However, Buggy manages to damage Luffy's straw hat and stabs it with 3 knives, further provoking Luffy. The hat's deep significance is revealed to Buggy, and he seizes the moment to express his deep-seated grudge against Shanks, Luffy's old friend. Buggy reveals his past with Shanks, sharing their history as former apprentices on the same pirate crew. During a raid, Buggy discovered a valuable treasure map and kept it secret. He later learned from Shanks that the pirates had also acquired a devil fruit. Buggy's plan was to steal the fruit, abandon the crew, and sell both the fruit and the map. However, he ate a fake devil fruit in front of the crew while keeping the real one hidden. Just as Buggy was about to escape with his loot, Shanks caught him, causing Buggy to accidentally consume the real devil fruit. The wind blew the treasure map overboard, and Buggy, who lost his ability to swim, couldn't recover it. This mishap thwarted his plans to defect and start his own crew, forcing him to wait another decade to gather enough wealth. In the present day, Buggy spots Nami attempting to leave with his stolen treasure. He splits his body into pieces to reclaim his loot. However, Luffy intervenes, delivering a powerful strike that disables Buggy. As Buggy tries to reassemble himself, Nami ties up many of his dismembered parts with rope, reducing him to a much smaller, less formidable size. Luffy finishes the battle with a Gomu Gomu no Bazooka, sending the weakened Buggy soaring out of Orange Town. Nami hands Luffy the Grand Line map while keeping the rest of Buggy's treasures for herself. She agrees to temporarily join Luffy's crew in search of riches. The townsfolk, having evacuated due to Buggy's invasion, return to find the town in ruins. Misunderstanding the situation, they wrongly accuse Luffy and his crew of the destruction. Luffy, facing the angry mob, decides to flee. Chouchou, who understands the crew's true intentions, intervenes to stop the mob. This allows Luffy and his crew to escape to the pier. Back in the town, Mayor Boodle regains consciousness and learns that Buggy's pirates have been driven away. He thanks the crew as they prepare to leave. In a surprising turn, Luffy leaves behind the remaining treasures for the townspeople to fund repairs, much to Nami's dismay. As the crew departs, a mysterious man on a distant island watches and awaits visitors to his land. And that wraps up the Orange Town arc. Thanks to everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more recaps, and leave a comment with your thoughts on the arc.